To think people are still not adhering to the COVID-19 guidelines is unbelievable. Think about your loved ones. It's life over matter in this case. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. We have an interesting show lined up just for you as we provide you with guidelines on how to shop safely in honor of World Consumer Rights Week, which starts today. We also zero in on statutory declarations. Stay right where you are as we unfold the pages of your favorite magazine program.
Agriculture and fisheries is big business. Get formalized this year. Be among 100 farmers and fisheries producers who will benefit from a developmental project funded by the International Labour Organization and implemented by the Government of Jamaica. Whether you're male or female, we want to help you. Young farmers, there's a special place for you too. Apply at any RADA or JBDC office island-wide and jbdc.net. Deadline March 22. Agriculture and fisheries is big business.
The Integrity Commission's March 31 deadline to submit your statutory declarations is right around the corner. Find out more next.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Enthros Campbell. As of December 31, 2020, some categories of public servants are required to file a statutory declaration. And today we'll find out who these persons are and the process to filing this statutory declaration. Our resource person is manager of the Declarations Unit, Information and Complaints Division at the Integrity Commission, Joeth Jones Hall. Mrs. Jones Hall, thank you so very much for joining us today. We are happy to have you.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell.
All right, let's start with what is a statutory declaration?
So, a statutory declaration is a statement of assets, liabilities, and income that is required to be filed by all public officials that are specified in pursuant to the Integrity Commission Act 2017.
Right, it's everything you own, everything you owe, and how much you're earning.
That's correct.
Okay, so who is required to file this statutory declaration?
So, statutory declarations are required to be filed by all parliamentarians, all members of the security forces, so all persons in the Jamaica Defence Force, all persons in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, persons earning total emoluments of in excess of and equal to 3.5 million, and persons listed in the Jamaica Gazette by the Integrity Commission each year are also required to file. Outside of all of those groupings, the Integrity Commission also has the latitude to require any person who is enlisted or appointed to a position in the public service to file a statutory declaration.
Right. So how often is this to be done?
Well, most declarants are required to file a statutory declaration each year, but each declarant is required to file an initial statutory declaration when they join the public service. They are also required to file a statutory declaration when they demit office, 12 months after they demit office. So each year you file an annual declaration. Every year, and the declaration is required. So once you have completed your initial declaration, the declaration is required as at the 31st of December each year, and then you also submit one once you have demitted office. The only exception is where a parliamentarian is appointed to a public office after June 30. If the appointment is after June 30, they don't file December 31 of that said year. They'll file December 31 in the year that follows.
Okay. So if declarations are outstanding, how do we approach that? How do we treat that?
Thank you. The Integrity Commission has now implemented its zero tolerance policy. What the policy says is that once it is you are required to file a statutory declaration and you have not done so, you can be eligible to be fined fines of up to 500,000 Jamaican dollars. No, If it is that you have not filed a statutory declaration, we strongly encourage that you file the statutory declaration now, because at any time, a person, an individual from the Integrity Commission may require you to file, and if you fail to do so, you may be eligible to pay fines of up to 500,000,
Right.
or you will serve a term of imprisonment, may be asked to serve a term of imprisonment
Right.
of up to 6 months.
So for the 2020 period, it became, we should have filed, that should be filed by December 30. It came, we were supposed to have filed December 31, 2020, but we have a few more months. How is that?
Right.
Because they came eligible in December.
Okay, so you became eligible. A public official would have been eligible anytime throughout December 2020.
20.
That declaration is due the 31st. Well, should be done as at the 31st of December 2020. All statutory declaration becomes due 3 months after the required date. So if it is that you are required for December 31, 2020, that one becomes due the 31st of March 2021.
All right, so speak to us specifically to the items that should be declared in the statutory declaration.
Right. So you are required to file and declare assets, all assets
Yes.
owned, all liabilities
Yes.
that you have, all income, all sources of income.
So that means bank accounts.
Right, so you are going to be providing the particulars with respect to your bank accounts, credit cards, loans. If it is you have an interest in any businesses at all, you also need to declare that as well. And you're not only the declarant is not only required to disclose assets, liabilities, and income with respect to themselves, but you also are required to disclose this information for your spouse, as well as children under 18.
All right. What if I'm a joint holder of an account, and do I still need to? Not a joint. I'm a secondary person on an account. Do I still need to give that information?
So whether or not you are the primary or secondary owner of of an account, yes, you do need to disclose the information.
Okay. Okay, we're going to take a break now and come back with more information on how to file a statutory declaration. Please stay with us.
The following is brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with kind support of NIA and USAID.
Criminal minds think they are cunning. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency have them running. Your friend a shout, come here. Take time running. Because we ready for the ops. Drive up on your block. Step out now me block. Cyber take about your laptop. Pull up every lock. No evidence to drop. We put it in a cuffs and now we have the underground. Sin you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Please say you get wet, look out for. Look out for. Look out for. From you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Please say you get wet, look out for. Look out for. Look out for.
The proceeding was brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
MOCA.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We're discussing how to file a statutory declaration, and where our resource person is manager of the declarations unit inside the Information and Complaints Division at the Integrity Commission, Joeth Jones Hall. Okay, so tell us now, where do we file this statutory declaration?
Okay, Ms. Campbell. So usually declarants are asked to file statutory declarations and submit those to the Integrity Commission's office on 45 to 47 Barbados Avenue, New Kingston. This year, however, given the COVID-19 pandemic, the Integrity Commission has taken quite a bit of steps to decentralize the collection of statutory declarations. So we have asked public bodies to partner with us in this collection, in the collection of statutory declarations for 2020. So police can all submit their statutory declaration at their divisional, any of their 5 divisional headquarters, or at the Commissioner's office. soldiers may submit their statutory declaration at their unit headquarters, and all other public officials can submit their statutory declarations within their organizations. So this year, we are strongly encouraging all declarants not to come to the Commission's office, but they can now securely submit their statutory declarations at their own organization. We are not only just asking you to submit, we have put in place quite a bit. So declarants will be given an envelope, be given seals. There are secured containers located at your organizations. So declarants may submit these documents securely at their organization.
And that's easier than
it
before,
is.
Yes. Let me go back a little bit to the whole information, banking information. Do we have to go pay for one of those formal banking records, or we can go online and download and print that?
Okay. So, Ms. Campbell, yes, you can. The Integrity Commission does accept information that you access from your online accounts, just as so long as this information clearly displays the declarant's name, the balance on the account, and also the name of the institution. That can be used as supporting document with your statutory declaration.
So for the house, you need the title of the house?
No, you don't.
Right.
The declaration form, when you look at the declaration form, there are particular assets, liabilities, and income that you need to provide supporting documents. Yes. So the declaration form will tell you which asset or liability you need to provide supporting documents for.
Right. So I make an error on when I am filing. How do I fix that?
Anyone can make an error, just as long as you do notify the Integrity Commission adequately. So you provide the Integrity Commission with the information with respect to your misstep.
Yes.
We will accept that after the statutory declaration has been submitted.
Right. So what happens after I give you all of my information? Where does it go? Where does it end up?
Okay, so the Information and Complaints Division is the division within the Integrity Commission that is charged with receiving, recording, and examining the statutory declaration. So the unit will receive the declaration, issue you with a receipt. This year we'll issue the receipts electronically to you, and then we will record and examine those statutory declarations. Those statutory declarations are kept by the Information and Complaints Division. They may also be reviewed by our investigation unit, and the Integrity Commission cannot share the information that you provide unless it is being given to a competent authority, which is also named in the Integrity Commission Act. So the Financial Investigation Division, the Tax Administration of Jamaica, we may share information with authorities like those, provided there is an MOU in place to allow us to share that information.
Right, and they don't have to get permission from you, do they?
As long as there is an understanding, a memorandum of understanding between both entities and the information, we can actually share it with the competent authority. But there's no one else outside of those competent authorities that are listed in the Act that we can share the information with.
Okay. Where can we find more information, like to get the form? Where do we go to get that information?
All information with respect, we have quite a bit of information with respect to filing statutory declarations this year and onwards on the Integrity Commission website, www.integrity.gov.jm. And if there are any questions, you may also call the Integrity Commission at 968-6227.
All right. So persons who do not file, you say, remind us of the penalty, please.
So for failure to file a statutory declaration, you may be subjected to fines of up to 500,000 Jamaican dollars or a term of imprisonment that should not exceed 6 months. If it is that you knowingly provide false information to the Integrity Commission, you may be subjected to a fine of up to 2 million Jamaican dollars or a term not exceeding 2 years imprisonment.
Okay, as we wrap, what would be your advice to the categories of persons who must file this statutory declaration?
Okay, so statutory declarations, many declarants think that it's intrusive. Look at it as an opportunity for you to say to Jamaica, I am a proud public official. I am very transparent. There is nothing for me to hide. I have these assets. This is what I joined with, and I am not afraid to disclose to you that I have gained additional assets. I have liquidated some amount of liability, and I did that through the income that I earned or income that I may have earned elsewhere. And file your statutory declarations now. When it comes to December 31st each year, just take some time out, sit by your computer, go online, access your online accounts, get a print, save it, and file your statutory declarations before the deadline of March 31st each year.
March 31st. I don't think it is that people are thinking that they're hiding anything. It's just that it's a lot of paperwork. That is why.
It seemingly is, but we have an electronic form. Download the form, put the information there, save it. You can access the form in the following year, and it makes it a little bit easier. So organizing it makes it a little bit more easier, and it seems a little bit more or a little bit less challenging.
Yes.
If you do plan for the statutory declaration. It can be done in a couple of hours.
It can be done in a couple of hours.
It can be.
Okay, thank you so very much for coming out today and sharing that information on Get the Facts.
Okay, and thank you for having me as well.
You're most welcome. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was manager of the Declarations Unit, Information and Complaints Division at the Integrity Commission, Joeth Jones Hall. For more information on filing statutory declarations and the Integrity Commission, please telephone them at 876-968-6227 or 926-2288. You may also visit their website at www.integrity.gov.jm. Until next time, when Get the Facts brings you more useful information, I'm Rose Campbell. Thanks for watching and take good care.
On our roads, remember, take time, be courteous, drive good, walk good. Part of keeping our roads safe is ensuring the vehicles we drive are mechanically safe, meeting all roadworthy requirements. And besides that, we must be good drivers and avoid risk-taking and sensation-seeking behaviors which are prone to causing road crashes.
Today we kickstart World Consumer Rights Week under the theme, The Sustainable Consumer. We're aware of the COVID-19 effects on our day-to-day activities, but wearing your mask and sanitizing are not the only things to be aware of when shopping. Check this out.
Christmas is normally the best time of the year for many persons, and more so for our shoppers. We have come at a time as consumers that it's a very exciting time, very exciting. We have so many choices. We have so many new products coming on the market. And sometimes we get a little confused as to what exactly to do because we just don't know, we don't have adequate information. Well, we're here to assist you. What we would want you to do is when you make your decisions in terms of your purchasing, especially during this heightened period of shopping, that you make informed decisions, one. That two, you don't have much of a regret after purchasing. We don't want you to be scammed. We don't want you to be taken for granted. We want consumers to be very intelligent in their approach to spending the little hard-earned money that they have. At the risk of sounding like a scratch record, we just want to remind you of some basic, very, very basic information that you need when you go shopping. First of all, you must ask for a receipt, a proper receipt, not just a listing tape, a proper receipt with all the information. And if you are made an offer for a lower price with the condition that we don't give you a receipt, then that is a red flag. Make sure that you get your receipt, because invariably, especially depending on what the item is, there may be something wrong with the item. And if you don't have your receipt, there's no way at all you can prove that you would have purchased this item at this particular place. So you must have your receipts. When you go shopping, also remember, ask about your warranty. Warranty is extremely, extremely important, especially on high-value items, electronic items, those type of items. Make sure you ask for warranty. And while I'm on warranty, there are many places now, I gather, that are offering 1 day or 5 days warranty or just a week warranty. Be careful about those. If it is that they're only guaranteeing that the product will be up to standard for a day or 2 or 5, then that's a red flag also. Walk away and go somewhere else. We have a number of outlets, stores, institutions, shops, whatever you call them, that offer basically the same items. So make sure that you exercise their options. So warranty. And there are times when warranty is included in the packaging. When you look at the manual and the vendors don't offer you that level of warranty, you have to insist on it. The Consumer Protection Act speaks specifically to the warranty being extended by the manufacturers to the consumer. And there are some persons who also purchase extended warranty. I know some of these retail stores do that. Also, make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into when you ask for additional warranty. Because what they will do, the manufacturers may have offered you a 3-year warranty. They only offer you 1 year warranty. And then they offer you the option of purchasing extended warranty. So we are to question those transactions before you actually conclude. Another important thing, you must ask about the return policy. When you go shopping, find out, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't fit? I'm buying a dress for my mother as a gift. What if it doesn't fit her? Can I take it back? Will I get another one? Or will you give me a credit note? What will you do? So find out exactly what is the policy of the store. And the usual thing where you see in our stores, no refund, no exchange, all those type of things, they by themselves are not illegal, but as it relates to if something goes wrong, then the Consumer Protection Act supersedes all those store policies, and consumers need to be aware of that. Don't be turned off. Well, for me personally, when I go and see those things, I ask the person, I said, do you really want my money? Because to me, that is very unfriendly to consumers. But then again, depends on who we are in terms of when we go purchasing, how knowledgeable we are. Sometimes, we can argue our way out. So remember those basic things. Check out and make sure you know what the return policy is, just in the event that anything goes wrong. As much as it's possible, examine the products in the store before leaving with them, as much as it's possible. Test them as much as it's possible. We don't want, when you go home, things that you could have seen or you could have, known before you left the store. When you go home, you have a challenge. And then you have to prove now to the vendor that you didn't damage the product or. So make sure that you take all these steps. Shopping should be an exciting experience, and many times we get a little bit relaxed in our approach, and we're not as vigilant as we ought to, we're not as careful as we ought to. So we're encouraging consumers, while you enjoy shopping, please just ensure that you do some basic checks and balances as you go shopping. And we have a lot of offerings around this time, a lot of sales, a lot of unbelievable offerings. Check them out. Do the math before. Do the math. And the old time saying, if it is too good to be true, then probably it is. So do your due diligence, ask questions. If you have a sale, for example, if something goes wrong, can I take it back? Because sometimes they have conditions while they're having a sale. So you have to check out the conditions. A lot of stores offer free gifts also along with your purchase. Many times those free gifts really don't work very well. the free gift is a part of your purchase. So if it is that you got a free radio, for example, and you go, it's not working, then you need to take it back. Some persons will say to you, but it's a free gift. No, it's a part of your purchase. That was taken in consideration when they determined the price at which they were selling you. So and the Consumer Protection Act also speaks to that. So ensure that the free gifts are also a part of your purchase, a part of the value that you pay for the product. So these are some of the basic, as consumers, security, especially now, is critical. When you go shopping, try not to be bogged down with a lot of bags, and you cannot help yourself in the event anything happens. If you have to take them to the car, lock them in the trunk. Park at areas that are well lit. Go shopping with other persons. Try not to go alone. So that, and always be conscious and aware. Look around you, your environment, know what is happening around you.
What is the National Identification System? The new National ID will for the first time give Jamaicans one ID that is trusted and verifiable. This means easier access to government services like PATH and NIS. It will be easier to do business with the government and the private sector. Eventually, there'll be no need to walk with more than one ID. Support the new National ID. Get the facts at nidsfacts.com or on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at nidsfacts.
Cases are rising, but parties still keeping. Beaches are closed, but people still going. Curfew is in place and people still be spending all that extra time out there in the streets. With all that is going on, I urge you to be vigilant and remember that while you might be adhering to the rules, your neighbor may not be doing so. So, I continue to urge you to wear your mask, sanitize, and social distance as we all work to contain and eliminate the spread of COVID-19 so we can continue to focus on making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. This is where the magazine ends for today, but if you would like to see more content like this, then visit our YouTube page. We also have all the latest news and updates on our social media pages and our website, jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.